Of course, we could kind of use a little bit of that rain in parts
Yes.
of our region. We don't need anything like that. But this morning, a pretty quiet morning outside. Actually, a gorgeous start to the day. A live view from Metropolis looking over the I-24 bridge and the Ohio River. Paducah, actually, there in the distance. Temperatures a little cooler than average for this time of year. But right now, we are seeing a few areas into the upper 50s. Cape Girardeau southward on I-55 to Sikeston, Missouri, both at 59 degrees. Meanwhile, across southern Illinois on I-57 from Marion to Mount Vernon, temperatures there in the lower 60s. Wabash River Valley, Carmi 61, and Paducah currently at 62 degrees. Enjoy today. Yeah, it's going to be a little on the hot side, but at least the humidity still will remain fairly tolerable. Pretty nice afternoon coming up, especially in the shade. But as we look ahead to tomorrow, the mugginess really starts to build back in here. It will be notably more humid on Wednesday afternoon, and eventually that's going to fuel some storm chances as well. There are still a lot of questions, uncertainty on the exact track of some of these storms and the timing of them, but especially by Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, we'll be tracking that threat for a few storms, and some of those that do make their way into the area could be on the stronger side with heavy rain and potentially strong winds. High pressure the last couple of days has been in control. Now, the high today is farther eastward, which means our winds are going to be back out of the south on the western side of that. Stalled boundary out across Oklahoma, Texas. Notice a lot of storms this morning closer to that stalled boundary. As that front lifts back northward, that's one of the reasons we're going to start seeing our storm chances go up by tomorrow. So enjoy today. At least we've got some dry weather. A lot of sunshine still expected. Breeze out of the south and the west. High temperatures, lower 90s for the most part across the area. Pretty close to average, maybe a couple degrees just above. And then tonight and into tomorrow, as the humidity starts to move back in, it's just not going to be quite as cool tomorrow morning, mid to upper 60s to start. And then here we go into the lunchtime hour. We'll be tracking some storms to our north Wednesday morning. It may send an outflow boundary. That rain-cooled air act as a mini cold front. Will try to work its way in from the north. But right now, it looks like a lot of our storm activity will hold off until Wednesday evening. Temperatures Wednesday afternoon, lower 90s. And again, it is going to be considerably more humid on Wednesday afternoon. Our attention turns to the potential for a large complex of storms developing either close to that outflow boundary or possibly even to our north and trying to move in from the north and west by Wednesday evening. Again, a lot of uncertainty on if this is how it's going to play out, but just notice some of those storms as they do make their way in. Very heavy rainfall, a lot of lightning, and potentially some strong straight line winds. One of the things in this pattern, it can be extremely tricky. Do the storms stay to the north or do the storms take more of a dive to the south and east? That's kind of the big question, and this theme is going to continue through the rest of this week. Potentially, though, we could see some fairly strong storms as they make their way in from the north. Storm Prediction Center putting us in a level 2 for tomorrow on a scale of 1 to 5 for severe weather, and then a level 1 on Thursday for severe weather as well. And here you go, the rainfall forecast next 5 days. Again, whatever storms do make it into our region will produce some really heavy rainfall. And if we see multiple waves of storms, then flooding would actually turn to somewhat of a concern later on this week. So starting tomorrow, scattered showers, scattered storms become possible each day. Temperatures outside the storms in the lower 90s, very muggy, and this pattern will continue through the weekend as, again, we continue just to kind of see the possibility of these big storm complexes moving in from the north and west. Again, very tricky forecast. I don't like to say, hey, we don't know what's going to happen, but again, we can kind of identify that this pattern typically does bring us some complexes of thunderstorms, so something we'll be tracking here through the rest of this week.
Good sleeping weather is what I'm hearing.
That's right.
All right. Well, still